Gang, I hope everybody's doing well. What you're getting ready to watch is today's live session, all right? So in our community, we have live sessions every week on Saturdays. In today's live session, we're only focusing on the American R sounds. So I want you guys to go ahead and check it out. Pay attention to how everything is done in this group, and so that if you're ready to join, you can always join at any time. All right? Stay blessed. What is your name again?
Sinan,
None. Okay. It's a pleasure to meet you, Sinan. My name is Colin.
likewise.
Yeah, yeah. So
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you. Where are you calling from right now?
From home.
Oh, from home. I mean, like which
Yeah.
country?
India.
Oh, India. Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Wow, wow, wow. So tell me, what's making you want to learn more about English? Why do you want to improve your English?
Uh, Obviously, it's a universal language, and I believe it's necessary to learn this language for everyone.
Right, right, right.
Also, I work as a freelance graphic designer,
Oh,
and
okay.
most of my clients are from US, the UK, and the Europe. So they speak when we meet. I feel like they are speaking in 4K English, and I'm speaking in 144p.
Oh, okay.
My pronunciation is kind of bad.
I see. Okay.
Mm.
Okay, well, first and foremost, I want to say thank you so much for joining. I really do appreciate you so much for taking your time to join, because pretty much what we do is like, like I was saying before, every week, we do these live sessions where we spend about an hour where I have a chance to
Mm.
basically talk to everyone one-on-one and pretty much answer any questions you may have, figure out any problems that you're going through, like whatever it is that you're going through. My goal is to be able to help you actually figure out a good plan to help you take you to the next level so that you don't have to consistently struggle with this problem that you have when it comes to English. So I guess what I pretty much like, just to give you an idea, right? I offer also private coaching. So pretty much like I have another student that I'm actually working with on the side. This is completely different from what we have over here on a month-to-month basis, where I kind of like we have two sessions every week. And he's also from India. And so far he's been able to improve a little bit, you know what I'm saying, in terms of his pronunciation. And he's doing a really, really good job. And so I know a little bit when it comes to the Indian accent. Are you Punjabi?
No, no, I'm from South India, Kerala.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. So pretty much the accent is usually the same in a sense that,
Yeah, yeah,
the pronunciation of certain letters, a lot of
yeah.
Indians struggle with that. So
The
my goal is
T's, the
to,
R's.
correct, correct, correct. So if I'm curious, I just want to know, have you gotten a chance to actually take a look through the website and take a look through some of the other videos that I've posted in the previous weeks?
To be honest, I didn't check that.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Okay. Let me do
Uh,
this.
yeah,
I'm gonna do this real quick. Let me go ahead and pull this up on my side and share my screen. I'm still waiting for people to join. But let me share my screen real quick,
yeah.
and that way you can see it. There we go. Okay, you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
So on your phone or your laptop, whenever you come there, just make sure you come all the way to classroom. When you come under
Mm.
classroom, make sure you come to weekly videos, right? So you come on
Uh,
weekly videos, and then in the weekly videos, I have videos all the way from the first time we started. We have week one. Week one, I
uh,
teach you how to build a daily practice routine because everything that
mm.
you're learning, right, you got to put it into practice, right?
Yeah.
I don't want you to waste your money. You're gonna come over here for just like basically from month to month, and you're spending this money every single month, but you're not getting any value out of it. I don't want you to waste your money. If you know you're gonna waste your money, I don't necessarily want you to spend your money at all. I want you to be able to spend your money and gain value out of it. So
Mm.
when you come back to week one, you get a chance to see how to build a daily practice routine. The second week, I focus on vowel sounds. So pretty much you can pretty much watch everything though, but in order for you to practice on a consistent basis, you're
Mm.
going to build a practice routine, and then you're going to have to start focusing on the vowel sounds. Learn how to pronounce the vowel sounds, how to pronounce the consonant sounds. Like I teach you all
Mm.
that. And then of course I teach you certain kinds of phrases you can use, introduction into the American consonant sounds. We have vowel sounds and consonant sentences. Then I teach you how to combine. Like, there's a lot that goes into reducing your accent. And
Mm.
if you can go through all of these videos, I promise you, you will have a better understanding of how this works. And the idea is at the end of this, my goal is to basically put this out throughout a whole year. So every single year, I'm going to start teaching the same thing from the start to finish. So those who have been able to stick with us for a whole year, I think by the end of this year, there should be no need for you to take this online, join this online academy anymore. That's my goal.
Mm. Sounds great.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna try to see if I can get a few couple of people in. I think
Mm.
everybody's busy and stuff. So just give me a few more minutes. Let me get a few couple of people in, and then after that, we'll start our session. Okay.
Sure.
Thank you so much, man. All right, Sinan. So we're still waiting for a few couple of people to join, but we can just go ahead and start because I don't want anybody to mess up our session.
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. So before I begin, since it's just you and me right now, do you have
Mm.
any questions?
Uh, no, nothing.
You don't have any questions?
Like when someone asks, "Do you have any questions?" I will forget everything.
Oh, okay. Okay. I got you. I got you. I got you. Okay. So here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen, right? And we're gonna do a few couple of exercises. And the goal of this exercise is at least to help me and to help you see what you need to pretty much work on, right? So give me a second. Let me go ahead and make sure you can see my screen properly.
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna have you read the following words step by step. And my goal is to be able to hear your pronunciation. And let me see how we can be able to fix what we need to fix.
Okay.
Okay. So for starters, I want you to go ahead and read the following.
Mm. Run, run, rain, really, right, room, rope, rare, reach, ride.
Okay. So with the R sound, right? Matter of fact, this is what I want you to do.
Mm.
I want you to pronounce the following. If you look at the following letters, I want you to pronounce them like this: ra,
Ra,
re,
re,
ro,
ro,
ru.
ru.
Okay. Now let's try reading this again.
Mm. Red, run, rain, really, right, room, rope, rare, reach, ride.
Okay. Now let's come over here. Let me have you pronounce the following.
Party, story, worry, sorry, hurry, around, bury, carry, mirror, hero.
Okay. Okay. So since you were in here before in the previous weeks, usually the American has a soft T sound, right? So when it comes to words such as party, instead of
Mm.
pronouncing it as party, it would be party.
Party,
Party.
party.
Okay, that's good. Now let's try the following.
Teacher, better, water, ever, forever, brother, over, after, laugher, dinner.
Nice. Nice. Excellent. 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 I think Mr. Edwin just joined. Hey, how you doing, Mr. Edwin? Um, yeah, hello? I think Mr. Edwin, you might have to join from maybe a different device. Okay. Until then, Sinan, thank you so much.
Mm.
I want you to go ahead and read this first paragraph for me.
Yeah.
I mean,
Rachel rarely rides her red bike around the river anymore, but when she does, the roaring water and fresh air remind her of peaceful summer mornings.
okay. So when you pronounce the R right, I don't know if it's the
Mm,
microphone, but it sounds like you're saying a Rachel instead of
mm,
saying Rachel. So
mm.
try it again.
Rachel,
Rachel.
Rachel,
Rarely.
rarely.
Okay, now let's try it again.
Mm. Rachel rarely rides her red bike around the river anymore, but when she does, the roaring water and fresh air remind her of peaceful
Hey, good
summer
morning.
mornings.
Good morning.
You hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, thanks God, bro. Wow, long
Yeah,
time, bro.
it's been a long time. Yeah, I was yeah, how you been?
Busy.
I know you've been busy. I know you've been busy. So that's why I didn't want to that's why I reached out because I was like I haven't seen you in a long time, and so I wanted to
Yeah,
know
I know.
if it was okay.
Yeah, we know we have to fix out everything about the time that I have, all the classes that I missing, and I don't know to update about everything.
Oh, okay. Okay. So pretty much like I think in the upcoming months, very soon I might have more time to be able to shift the time a little bit. But as of right now, the time for our sessions because it's like because how do I put it in the right words? Because it's like because of the way situation everything is going on right now, it's like this would be the best time for everybody. Most of the people that are in this platform. That's the reason why. That's why this time pretty much works well with everyone. So, like I said, in the upcoming months, I'm gonna figure something else out as well too, so that we can be able to have a better system going for us. Yeah, thank you. Well, it's awesome to have you here. Um, I'm gonna come to you in a second. Mr. Sinan, if you don't mind, right, go ahead and read this next paragraph. The hardworking carpenter.
The hard-working carpenter carefully repaired the broken doorframe, making sure every corner was smooth, steady, and ready for a fresh coat of dark brown varnish.
Okay, so that's not bad. That's actually not that bad, right? But pretty much this is how I would want you to read it. The hard-working carpenter carefully repaired the broken frame. Sorry, carefully repaired the broken door frame. Right. So you notice how every time I'm pronouncing, for example, the R inside of hard, it's stressed. So instead of saying the hard working carpenter, right? I'm saying the hard. So what I want you to do is I want you to read it again, right? But I really want you to stress and emphasize on the R sounds inside of these words again.
Uh, the hard-working carpenter
Good.
carefully repaired the broken doorframe, making sure every corner was smooth, steady, and ready for a fresh coat of dark brown varnish.
Okay. So let's try repronouncing smooth with more of a, instead of smooth, smooth. Let's try that.
Smooth.
Perfect. Now just read it one more time.
The hard-working carpenter carefully repaired the broken doorframe, making sure every corner was smooth, steady, and ready for a fresh coat of dark brown varnish.
That was way better. That was, matter of fact, that was really, really good. So that is how I want you to pronounce the letter R from now going forward, right? Every time you come across the an R inside of a word, I want you to stress it out. I want you to bring
Mm,
out the pronunciation clearly. But that was amazing. So thank you so much for that.
Good.
I'm gonna
Sure.
come back to you. Hey, what's going
Thank
on, Duncan? How you doing, man?
What it do?
Hey,
Yeah, I
what it
just
do?
rush back home for this, man.
Oh
Sorry,
man,
I'm late now. Yeah,
no, 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 you're fine.
you know I'm always going to show up no matter what, right?
Yeah. No. I know you will, man. No worries, no worries. I mean, I'm glad you're here, man. It's an honor to see you again and to see everybody else again. And guess what? Mr. Edwin is back, so it's good to see him as well too. He just joined us again.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Thank you, thank you.
No, absolutely. So here's what we're gonna do. So today I'm actually focusing more on the R sounds, right? And again, I don't know if you guys had the chance to let me see. You guys can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So pretty much, I don't know if you guys had the chance to check out the new video that I dropped for week 7. Did you guys see that one for Master the R sounds?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Edwin did see that. Duncan, you didn't see that, did you?
Yeah, I see you dropped it, but I haven't watched it. I'm still focused on the consonant sounds.
Oh, you still okay, no problem, no problem. Um, so pretty much what's happening is let me share my screen again. What's happening is I'm actually focusing more on the R sounds just for today, but I do understand that you're only focusing on the consonant sounds, which is pretty good. Wherever you feel like you need to focus on, just keep focusing on that area and just improve in that area. So this week I'm stressing a little bit on the R sounds because I've noticed that a lot of people have hard time pronouncing it very well. So today we're going to be doing a lot of practicing in terms of that. And maybe at the end, if you have any questions, I may be able to answer and help you guys out in any area. So let me do this again. Um, I'm going to share my screen one more time in this area and we're going to continue our practice. Give me a second. Let's see. There we go. Let's do this. All right, you guys can see my screen again, right? All right, perfect. So here's what we're gonna do. Okay, so Duncan, actually, no, actually not you. Let me have Mr. Tiki, right? Mr. Tiki, if you don't mind, read. I mean, Mr. Edwin, I'm calling you Tiki.
Yeah, don't matter, don't matter.
All right. What I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and read. How do I put in the right words? These are the following words right here.
I'm sorry. Let me just go exactly because I read it better in the computer since I need to wear glasses, you know.
Oh,
So
okay.
I would like to go where you are in the computer.
Sure.
Okay, leave over here. Yeah. Okay, here. Yeah, now yes. Tell me now, what you want me to read?
Sure. I want you to read the following words from red all the way down to ride.
Wow, this is like it's kind of, I don't know. Let me see. Red round, rain, really, right, room, rope, rare, rich, ride,
Okay, let's try this word again by itself.
rare,
Rare. Rare. Let's try that again.
rare,
Okay, now let's start from the top. One more time.
red. Okay, red, round, rain, really, right, room, rope, rare, rich, ride,
Nice. Let's try these ones.
party, story, worried, sorry, hurry, around, buried, carry, mirror, hero.
One more time, if you don't mind.
Party, story, worry, sorry, hurry, around, bury, carry, mirror, hero.
Great. That was good. Let's try this one right here.
T-shirt, better, water, ever, forever, brother, over, after, laughter, dinner.
Okay, so try pronouncing this one again.
Teacher,
Teacher. Great. This one is ever.
ever, okay.
Okay.
I actually, I think it's me, right? I
Uh-huh.
think that it ever sometimes depend on the first word before, because sometimes you can change the ever for ever,
Right.
depending. For example, am I right?
No, that is correct. Sometimes it sounds
Okay.
different. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. It was a doubt that I have.
No problem. That was good. So this is just a warm-up exercise I'm having everybody do just to basically sharpen your mouth a little bit. But so far that was great. What I want you to do is I want you to read this sentence right here with fluency.
Okay.
Yeah.
During the early morning rush, the driver turned the corner sharply, barely avoiding a delivery truck that was reversing into a narrow, crowded parking area.
Okay. So we're gonna try this.
Crowded parking area.
So this will be during.
During.
Let's try it again.
Okay. During the early morning rush, the driver turned the corner sharply, barely avoiding a delivery truck that was reversing into a narrow, crowded parking area.
Nice. Let me remove this corner. I mean this comma.
Ah, yeah, now better.
Much better. Let's try one more time. That was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. During the early morning rush, the driver turned the corner sharply, barely avoiding a delivery truck that was reversing into a narrow, crowded parking area.
Okay. So try pronouncing this as barely.
Barely, yeah, that you told me before.
Right.
Okay.
One more
During
time.
the early, okay, let me wear my glasses just in case I need it. All right, now. All right. During the early morning rush, the driver turned the corner sharply, barely, okay, I'm sorry, barely avoiding a delivery truck that was reversing into a narrow, crowded parking area. Wow, now I stuck a little bit.
Okay. Where do you see yourself finding issues?
No. It's no issue. Just that
Uh-huh.
when I was reading,
Uh-huh.
I just stuck in the letter that I was watching. But I'm good. I think that I can do it better, a little bit more
Okay.
confident.
Okay. Okay. We will come. I would definitely come back to you again. Let me go ahead and shift over to Duncan real quick, and then we'll recycle back with Sinan. Okay,
All
Duncan,
right.
if you don't mind, I want you to go ahead and start with just the middle words real quick.
All right. Party, story, worry, sorry, hurry, around, bury, carry, mirror, hero,
Great. Let's try this. Let's try these.
teacher, better, water, ever, forever, brother, over, after, laughter, dinner.
Excellent. Let's try these right here.
Red, run, rain, really, right, room, rope, rare, reach, ride.
Not bad. That was incredible. The only thing is, I haven't done this whole session on it yet. But remember, all the time when it comes to the American T sounds, especially, for example, with party, it wouldn't sound as party, so it'd be party in terms of its
Party.
pronunciation. But so far, you guys all did a wonderful job. Let me have you read this sentence, right? These two sentences right here.
Which one? The I remember one, right?
Yeah, I remember. Yep, that's the one.
Right. I remember the first time I tried roasted garlic bread with rosemary butter. It was the perfect combination of warm, crispy, and rich flavor that stayed with me for days.
Okay, we're gonna read it again, but this time, every time when you see, for example, this line right here, just take a slow pause and then continue again. Let's
All
try it
right,
again.
for sure.
Uh-huh.
I remember the first time I tried roasted garlic bread with rosemary butter. It was the perfect combination of warm, crispy, and rich flavor that stayed with me for days.
Okay, coming down from here, excellent. Let's try this again, but this time around a bit more smoothly. Let's try it again.
I remember the first time I tried roasted garlic. Oh, hold on. I remember the first time. Hold on. Sorry. I
Go ahead.
remember the first time I tried roasted garlic bread with rosemary butter.
Okay, so I want you to go ahead and read it like this. I remember the first time I tried roasted garlic bread with rosemary butter. Let's try reading it like that.
I remember the first time I tried roasted garlic bread with rosemary butter.
Okay, that was good. That was good. Now let's read the whole thing again, keeping that same intonation. Let's try it again.
I remember the first time I tried roasted garlic bread with rosemary butter. It was the perfect combination of warm, crispy, and rich flavor that stayed with me for days.
That was way better, right? In the beginning, if everybody was here can actually pay attention to how you were reading it, it's still sounding a bit choppy. But now just based on how you just read it, it sounds way, 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 way much better than the way you was reading it before. So let's try this. I'm gonna have you read this one down here, keeping everything you already have in the back of your mind.
After rehearsing her script for 3 hours straight, the actress was finally ready to record her final performance with the right emotion, rhythm, and powerful delivery.
Okay, let's try pronouncing this word right here.
3.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Let's read it again.
Yeah, I actually want to ask, is it 3 or 3?
3.
3.
Yeah, that's exactly how you pronounce it. Let's do it again.
After rehearsing her script for 3 hours straight, the actress was finally ready to record her final performance with the right emotion, rhythm, and powerful delivery.
Perfect. That was good. Excellent. That was wonderful. Okay, so now here's what we're gonna do. Mr. Sinan, are you there with us? Let's see.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, perfect. What I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and read this sentence right here.
Uh, 1 minute.
No problem. Take your time.
Okay. The hardworking.
Yes.
The hardworking carpenter carefully repaired the broken door frame, making sure every corner was smooth, steady, and ready for a fresh coat of dark brown varnish.
Okay. Okay. So here's what I'm hearing, right? I'm hearing problems with certain kinds of words. Try pronouncing this word by itself.
Varnish.
Varnish. So the A and the R is similar to the pronunciation of car. So var, right? So let me write it
Var.
for you, right? So we have car, and then we have var, and then nish. So that is how I want you to pronounce it. I want you to pronounce it as the same way you would pronounce car. So varnish. Let's try that.
Varnish.
Okay. Now here's what we're gonna do. Read it one more time.
The hardworking carpenter carefully repaired the broken door frame, making sure every corner was smooth, steady, and ready for a fresh coat of dark brown varnish.
Varnish. Okay. Maybe it could be just your audio, but maybe I'm having a bit of some trouble hearing it, but I think that was good. Let me have you read this one.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
After rehearsing her script for 3 hours straight, the actress was finally ready to record her final performance with the right emotion, rhythm, and powerful delivery.
Okay. So for you, this is what I will highly advise. I would highly advise when you go back to week what's it called? This, let me see. Let me hold on, let me do this. I think this will be easier if I share my screen like this. I would highly advise you to go ahead and okay, this is perfect. Okay, you can still see my screen, right?
Yes.
Perfect. What I would like for you, Mr. Sinan, I want you to go ahead and check out week 2, right, on vowel sounds. So pretty much when you come over here and you watch this video, after you finish watching this video, I want you to go ahead and click down here for the PDF, right? And the PDF should bring you to this area. And when you come to this area, this will show you how to pronounce the vowel sounds properly, right? Your issue right
Okay.
now is I can hear your accent because you haven't necessarily taken your time to learn how to pronounce the vowel sounds. So the vowel sounds being again, the A-E-I-O-U. So this video is gonna pretty much break it down and show you how to pronounce the certain letters and certain words, certain letters and certain consonants and certain inside of these words. It's gonna show you how to pronounce it very well, so that you can have that sound in place. You need to develop that sound. Once you develop that sound, and let's say you start reading, you start to sound a little bit more fluent. So, for example, Duncan, if you pay attention to how Duncan reads, right? Duncan's problem is not the vowel sounds. His problem is being able to read smoothly, right? So He's already gotten to the point where he's already mastered a little bit of the vowel sounds. So we need to get you to that point. And so that's why I would highly
Hmm.
advise for you to watch that video. So before,
And
no, thank you. Before we continue,
hmm,
let me have you read this one right here.
I can see the screen.
Oh, you can't see? Oh, let me
No.
see. I don't know why this thing is like that. Give me a second. Let's try this again. Can you see now?
Yeah, yeah. Perfect. During the early morning rush, the driver turned the corner sharply, barely avoiding a delivery truck that was reversing into a narrow, crowded parking area.
Okay. 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 Let's try it like this. Let me have you go ahead and read just this one by itself.
During the early morning rush, the driver turned the corner sharply,
Okay. Okay. Now let's try this.
barely avoiding a delivery truck that was reversing into a narrow, crowded parking area.
Try pronouncing this as delivery.
Delivery,
Delivery.
delivery.
Let's try it again.
Barely avoiding a delivery truck that was reversing into a narrow, crowded parking area.
Okay. That was good. We'll definitely come back to you again. That was good so far. You
Sure.
guys are doing a great job. So,
Thank you.
no problem, man. Let's do this. In this area, we're going to be having a one-on-one conversation, right? So I'm going to go ahead and start off first with Duncan. Duncan, I will be student 1 and you'll be student 2, and then we will just read and then we'll do the same thing we did last time.
All right, for sure.
Okay. Now for Mr. Edwin and what's it called, Sinan, pretty much what we're doing is we're reading as if we're having a conversation, right? And so what I'm paying attention is I want to be able to hear you guys pronounce the words clearly, right? That's the whole objective, is that when you guys are reading, we need to be able to hear you guys very well. So we're gonna go ahead and start and show you exactly how it works, and then I'll work with you guys. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start. So I'm student 1, and this is what I'm gonna say. I recently took a train ride across 3 states, and honestly, it was one of the most relaxing trips I've ever experienced. The rhythm of the tracks, the quiet scenery rolling by, and the random conversation with strangers really made it memorable.
That sounds amazing. I've never been on a long train ride before, but I've always been curious about what it feels like to travel for hours without worrying about traffic or crowded airports.
Exactly. You get to just sit back, read a book, or stare out the window for a while without rushing. There's something about that slow, steady journey that helps you reset your brain a little.
I think I'd love that. Just bringing my journal, writing down random thoughts, maybe listening to some records I've downloaded. It seems like the perfect environment to recharge and reflect.
Totally.
Charge.
Totally. Plus, there's this quiet energy when the train starts to roll out of the station and you realize you're going somewhere far, but you don't have to worry about driving or directions. That was good. That was really good. Now, this time around, right, this is what I'm gonna do. Uh, Again, Duncan, you go ahead and be student 1, and I'll be student 2.
So it's just switch it up, right?
We're just switching it up. And this time around, Duncan, I want you to just pace yourself, right? So when you read, pace yourself and read in sort of like a rhythm way. So don't, let me put it this way. I'm trying to figure out a way to help you out so that you don't, um, I don't want you to go too fast. Just read smoothly and just pace yourself. Like, for
Okay.
example, you can go like this. Like, if let's say if you're reading the first line, you can be like, I recently took a train ride across 3 states. So you're reading in the same momentum. Let's try that again.
Oh yeah, I got you. Hold on. I recently took a train ride across 3 states, and honestly, it was one of the most relaxing trips I've ever experienced. The rhythm of the rhythm of the tracks, the quiet scenery rolling by, and the random conversations with the strangers really made it memorable.
That sounds amazing. I've never been on a long train ride before, but I've always been curious about what it feels like to travel for long hours without worrying about traffic or crowded airports.
Exactly. You get to just sit back, read a book, or stare out the window for a while without rushing. There's something about that slow, steady journey that helps you reset your brain a little.
I think I'd love that. Just bringing my journal, writing down random thoughts, maybe listening to some records I've downloaded. It seems like the perfect environment to recharge and reflect.
Totally. Plus, there's this quiet energy when the train starts to roll out of the station, and you realize you're going somewhere far, but you don't have to worry about driving or directions.
That was wonderful, man. What do you guys think? You think he did a good job?
Yes.
Yeah,
Excellent, bro. Excellent, Dukan. Good.
that was perfect. That was perfect. That was perfect. So
Yeah.
now I'm gonna go ahead and try with you, Mr. Edward, and let's see
Okay.
how you do. You're gonna be student one, and I'll be student two.
All right. Okay. I recently I recently took a train right across three states, and honestly, it was one of the most relaxing trips I've ever experienced. The rhythm of the tracks, the quiet scenery rolling by, and the random conversation with the strangers really made it memorable.
That sounds amazing. I've never been in a long train ride before, but I've always been curious about what it feels like to travel for hours without worrying about traffic or crowded airports.
Exactly. You got to just sit back, read a book, or stare out the window for a while without rushing. There's something about that slow, steady journey that helps you reset your brain a little.
I think I love that. Just bringing my journal, writing down random thoughts, maybe listening to some records I've downloaded. It seems like the perfect environment to recharge and reflect.
Totally. Plus, there's this quiet energy when the train starts to roll out of the station and you realize you're going somewhere for far, but you don't have to worry about driving or directions.
That was really good. Mr. Edwin, the only thing I would advise is pretty much especially I think when it comes to certain words, like for example, when you when you read this area, right, I think for some reason you did not pronounce get very well. And sometimes when you read, I think you leave certain words out. But that's completely fine because this is just practice. So
Okay.
let's do it again. And this time around, I want you to try your best to read every single word that is in there. Let's try that.
I'm student one, right?
Yeah, student one, yes.
Okay. I recently took a train right across the three states, and honestly, it was one of the most relaxing trips I ever experienced. The rhythm of the bikes, the quiet scenery rolling by, and the random conversations with the strangers really made it memorable.
That sounds amazing. I've never been on a long train ride before, but I've always been curious about what it feels like to travel for hours without worrying about traffic or crowded airports.
Exactly. You get to just sit back, read a book, or stare out the window for a while without rushing. There's something about that slow, steady journey that helps you reset your brain a little.
I think I love that. Just bringing my journal, writing down random thoughts, maybe listening to some records I've downloaded. It seems like the perfect environment to recharge and reflect.
Totally. Plus, there's this quiet energy when the train starts to roll out of the station and you realize you're going somewhere far, but you don't have to worry about driving or directions.
Nice. That was much better. That was really good, man.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
definitely better. All right, Mr. Sinan, let's go ahead and let's give this a shot.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So you'll be student one, I'll be student two. Let's go.
Yeah. I recently took a train ride across three states, and honestly, it was one of the most relaxing trips I have ever experienced. The rhythm of the tracks, the quiet scenery rolling by, and the random conversations with strangers really made it memorable.
That sounds amazing. I've never been on a long train ride before, but I've always been curious about what it feels like to travel for hours without worrying about traffic or crowded airports.
Exactly. You get to just sit back, read a book, or stare out of the window for a while without rushing. There's something about that slow, steady journey that helps you reset your brain a little.
I think I love that. just bringing my journal, writing down random thoughts, maybe listening to some records I've downloaded. It seems like the perfect environment to recharge and reflect.
Totally. Plus, there's this quiet energy when the train starts to roll out of the station, and you realize you're going somewhere far, but you don't have to worry about driving or directions.
That was really good. Matter of fact, that was incredibly good. Like I said, for you, I'm starting to realize that your only problem would be just learning how to pronounce the vowel sounds and the consonants. I think if you focus on that, you can really lose your accent because you can read clearly. You can actually read fluently, which is really good. And yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think he should work on?
What?
It's funny. It's funny. Like I have his problems, but he has my problems, right? Like
Right.
he's good at my problems. Like his biggest strength is my weakness, and my biggest strength is his weakness. Like I
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
like kind of
Yeah.
like if I have what he have, like I'll be good. If he have what I have,
I I
like
I
he'll be
I I know.
Uh,
Like
Can,
that.
can we just swap?
funny as hell.
Yeah. No, honestly, because it's like everybody has exactly areas where they need to work on, but I'm really starting to see it, like you just said, Duncan. With him, he can really read clearly. It's pretty smooth, but he just has that accent. You, on the other hand, you don't really have the accent. It just sounds a bit choppy, but we can work on that. Yeah, yeah. That was really impressive. Mr. Edwin, what do you think? What do you think he should definitely work on?
Well, actually, I think that we all have been uh improving our English since we are because Duncan, when we started at first, I have seen now the progress that he have been done. You
Right.
know, he's now more confident with himself. At first, he was a little bit more shy, but now I can realize that he has improved a lot.
Yeah.
But Sinan is the first time. I don't think that he was with us at first.
Yeah.
He
Today,
just
your
joined
first day.
us later.
Yeah.
This is my first time.
Yes.
Yeah. This is definitely his first time. So I mean,
Oh, it's your first day. Okay, that's why.
yeah. 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 No, this is very impressive. This is very impressive. You guys are doing an amazing job. Let me show you this one video, right? And then after that, what's gonna happen is we'll um we'll go ahead and take some questions. And if you guys have any questions, I'll do my best to answer it. Let me share my screen one more time. See, today I'm not at my desk, so I can't even there's a lot going on. Let me see. Oh, what's going on, Lewis? I just realized you joined.
I'm good, man.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
I was driving.
Okay. Oh man, welcome.
Uh,
You you really didn't miss anything because everything that I went over with you last week is the same thing we're doing today. So you didn't really miss anything.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's awesome to have you, man. Thank you so much for joining.
So I will check it out. The live. You said the live is every live is recording, right?
Yeah. Every live is recorded last week because it was just only just you and me. And I was gonna pretty much teach the same thing again. I recorded it, but I didn't post it yet. So what I'm probably gonna do is I'm gonna try to combine last week's recording with this week's recording and put it together. And then I'll probably share it. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I'm leaving.
All right. Let me make sure I can share my sound as well too, guys. Give me
Bye, guys.
share sound. All right. You guys can hear the sound, right? Perfect.
Yeah.
Generate meeting notes with
I'm sorry, say it again. Did somebody say something?
I was just saying yes. I can hear.
Okay, perfect.
AI that gets your business.
Really, the R sound in American English is really extremely difficult to pronounce, right? I know. I invite you to stay with me until the end of this video because I am about to show you an amazing practice for the R sound. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. Today, I will help you learn how to properly pronounce the R sound in American English, but also how to practice the R sound to perfection. Before we get started, I want to remind you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and like this video to support me. Now, let's go. The most important thing about pronouncing the R sound is the positioning of your tongue. So we'll be spending a few minutes on this. I want you to imagine your tongue is a spoon. And what I want you to do is to crawl your tongue into a spoon-like shape in your mouth, okay? I'm doing it right now. Now that you did that, you probably noticed that the sides of the tongue are touching your upper gums. This is the tongue position we need for pronouncing the R sound. Next, you want to open your mouth and round it, okay? Your mouth needs to be round. Put a bit of pressure on your tongue, gently press on your upper gums and make the sound Imagine a dog rolling. That's the sound you need. Okay, now once you succeed to make the sound, you need to practice it with other sounds. Now repeat after me. Row, 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 ra, 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 re, 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 re. And then we have re, 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 re. And now row, 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 row. Ray, 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 ray. Rye, 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 rye. Row, ray, rye. Row, ray, rye. Row, ray, rye. If your mouth starts hurting, please pause and then continue. Finally, let's practice the R sound in different words. Rock, rock. Raise, raise. River, river. Ramp, ramp. Rip, rip. Carry, carry. Story, story. Borrow, borrow. Trick, trick. Shirt, shirt.
All right. So I'm going to stop it right here. And so pretty much the reason why I shared that is just to give you guys the idea of how to really pronounce the R. It's very important, right? Because when it comes to the American accent, right? Hold on. Can you guys see the text? Okay, you guys can see.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So pretty much, right, when it comes to the American R sounds, when it comes to the American accent, right, it's broken down into three different things, right? So we have, if you can master the vowel sounds, right? If you can also master the consonant sounds. So the vowel sounds are your A, E, I, O, U. Pretty much the same stuff we've been going over and over again. If you can master that, and if you can learn how to pronounce the consonant sounds, your consonants are the other letters in the alphabet, right? Such as B, C, D, and learning how to pronounce those and learning how to pronounce the fricatives, like, for example, if you have a word like CH, like if you put it together, chat, that produces a chat sound. Or see the CH, teacher. Learning how to pronounce the consonant sounds in general. If you can master these, one, if you can master the second one, and the last one will be linking sounds. This is what the American accent is all about. And pretty much everything, all the sessions we're doing is so that I can teach you guys how to master these three. If you can master these three, you can speak so clearly, so fluently, everybody can hear. You can go anywhere in the world, you wouldn't have a problem at all, right? There was one of this, there's a guy who actually reached out to me saying that he actually lost a job opportunity because of his English. And he was like, he needs to work on his English, and he wants to improve and he wants to get better. And I was like, man, these are the three things you need to really master. If you can master this, I feel like you're definitely good to go. And we haven't even taken our time to really dive deep into linking sounds. I've only shown you guys the surface. And linking sounds, right, just to give you guys an idea, is pretty much saying, for example, I always use this, right? I am going to the store. I am going to the store. Most Americans don't say I am going to the store. Most Americans spend their time saying, for example, they combine it. So I am becomes am. Going to becomes gonna. So they'll say, I'm going to go to the store. Right? So they're combining words together. So instead of saying going to, they say gonna. So this is very important, especially when it comes to understanding the American accent in general. So we'll continue to focus on the vowel and the consonant sounds in the upcoming weeks so that we can sharpen that area. And then when we get to linking sounds, everything should sound smooth. So it's going to come to a point in time where you're going to be speaking, and instead of saying, for example, I am, you're going to combine I am together to create to create I am. So instead of saying I am, like you say I space am, you're going to say I am. I am out here. And that's how you start to sound like a native, and that's how you start to lose your accent, and that's how you also speak faster. So that's where we're at right now. But right now, we're focusing more on just these two before we get to this. But do you guys have any questions at all?
Yeah, I want to ask real quick. Like my routine every single day is just listening, shadowing, and actually, like, I've mentioned about reading custom paragraphs from ChatGPT, right?
Yeah,
So since right now, like I would actually hit up ChatGPT and say, like, give me a paragraph, focused on, what's it called? Reading choppy, I have a problem with reading choppy and stuff like that. But in for a you've mentioned that I've read choppy and I want to fix that, but like for a skill wise, like vowel sounds or the flap T or the R sounds, like is
yeah.
there any kind of like English skill wise that I need to like be more focused on, like when I add into my custom like paragraphs from my chat GPT, like just to read out loud?
Are,
Is there
are,
any other?
are you asking, is there any other things you can add to it to make it better?
Yeah, like the R sounds, because like the weekly videos you post out is kind of like a video of each like English skills, right?
Yeah.
So like the R sounds, the flap T and the glottal stop, like is there any like skill wise that I need to work on?
Skill-wise, skill-wise, I feel like I honestly feel like when it comes to that area, your skills in terms of advancing English improves when you're able to start from the fundamental levels, right? So, for example, like, let me put it this way. You've already been through all the necessary trainings of understanding English. You spend a lot of years understanding English. So you already know, first, let me write it down. You understand English. That's the first thing, right?
Yeah.
The second thing is you know how to speak English. Third thing is you also know how to write in English. These three skills alone are fundamentals. If you can learn, if a person understands these three, I think they're already good to go. Right now, in terms of skill wise, we just got to improve in terms of how you're speaking clearly, and how it's like you don't want to focus on any other thing but just learning how to kind of like reduce the level of choppiness when you're reading or choppiness when you're speaking in general. You want to reduce the amount of time you spend thinking in English. So, like I said, most people, when you ask them a question and they don't speak English natively, every time you ask them a question, they have to sit down and think about which words to put together to actually formulate a sentence. We have to reduce the amount of times you're spending thinking in English and focus more on the speaking aspect. So right now, I would say that to really answer your question, there really isn't any skill that you really need to improve on, except for the skill of really, really improving on speaking in general. If you focus on the skill of speaking in general, I promise you, you're going to start to notice yourself taking yourself to another level. It's like, for example,
Oh
when you
yeah.
drive a car, right? In the beginning, when somebody's teaching you how to drive a car and you're sitting in the car and you're driving, in the beginning, you're always following exactly and you're trying to remember everything that your instructor taught you how to drive. When you drive, when you're about to turn left, make sure you turn on your signal. When you stop, press the brakes. You're all those things are constantly in your mind. But after, let's just say, 6 months to a year of you consistently driving, you forget about all of those things. It becomes second nature. The
Oh
idea,
yeah, I see what you're saying.
you know what I'm saying? The idea is we want speaking to become second nature to you. So when you're speaking, you don't have that problem at all. And that's the
Okay.
reason why, like, for example, you're asking me a question, and even though I'm trying to come together, I'm thinking about exactly what I'm saying. But at the same time, even though I'm thinking about what I'm saying, I'm able to speak to you clearly and bring out and pronounce these words clearly. We need speaking to become second nature to you. I hope
Okay.
that makes sense.
So like for my custom GPTs, I only write in like I need to focus on reducing reading choppiness and then pronunciation and then try to add this one, right? So I will say something like, give me a paragraph where I will have to stop thinking so much and just speak. Like, is
Matter
that
of fact,
how?
I'll give you a prompt. What I'll do is I'll write this prompt here, and maybe I'll also write the prompt inside of our chat. So pretty much, this is what you should pretty much ask ChatGPT, right? So I'm sure you've already asked ChatGPT that you could be like, I need help with my pronunciation skills, right? I read
Yeah.
choppy, but please help me to develop the skill set when it comes to reading smoothly, right? Be like, help me to develop the skill sets to help me develop the skill set when it comes to reading smoothly, and to say the mentality behind it. Help me to discover the root cause of why I read in that way. So pretty much it's like you want to ask ChatGPT to help you identify the real problem. So in a sense, although you're asking him to provide you with, paragraphs and everything, right? But ask him in such a way that you're asking him to ask you questions so that we can trigger the mindset. Because the reason why you're reading that way, it's something that has to do with up here. You know what
Oh
I'm saying?
yeah.
If we can solve the problem that's up here, everything comes out smoothly.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
ask him as if you're asking me a question so that it can ask you a question, and then it can help you provide you with the answers you're looking for. I hope what I'm saying makes sense.
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna start doing it right now and I'm gonna do it all day, every day, like for this whole week, and then I will try to see if I have any improvements next week.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
But
Okay,
no, no, let me
no problem, man. Thank you so much. Does
let
anybody
me
else have
copy
any
paste this
questions?
prompt real quick, you know.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
repeat that again. I'm sorry.
Uh, I'm a copy paste this prompt real quick.
Sure. Matter of fact, let me put this in the chat. I think that would be easier. Let me put this in the chat real quick. Let me stop sharing my screen, and I'll put this in the chat so you can go ahead and copy this real quick. And then, matter of fact, let me add this to it.
By, by the way, I don't know what happened with that group in me. I just don't receive the notification about the class. Today, you know that I came late is just because I was here, I forgot, but I didn't see any notification
Okay.
in the group in WhatsApp. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you didn't see it? Hold on. Let me matter of fact, let me do this. I'm gonna go ahead and share the chat. Um, this should be able to help you join the WhatsApp group. Give me a second. I'm gonna share the link over here and try to let's see. You can go ahead and click on this one right here on your phone. And all right, here we go. You see it in the chat. I put it inside the chat box. You click on that to join the WhatsApp group, and that should allow you to see the notifications, everything. I always try to post it at least a few, maybe like a day before, or if not a day before, I post it on the same exact day, so you should be able to see it.
Okay.
Yeah. If you click on that should allow you to join the group itself. Okay. Yeah. Sinan, do you have any questions?
No questions. I appreciate your time and effort.
No problem. No problem. Mr. Edwin, do you have anything?
No, I just trying to do that exactly the same thing that
Okay.
he's doing. I just gonna try it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just to show you another demonstration, because I know give me a second, let me pull this up over here on this side for you. Because I know what's it called? Duncan be using ChatGPT, which is a great thing. Let me also pull ChatGPT on my side for you guys and share my screen real quick. Give me a second. Oh, here we go. Let me share my screen real quick before you guys go. Okay, perfect. All right, so pretty much right. When you guys come to ChatGPT, just come to chatgpt.com, and I'm sure everybody knows how to get there. ChatGPT.com. You come over here and just ask him to do anything. So you can start off the conversation. This is what I've seen most people do to get the best out of him. Start off the conversation like this. Let's pretend you are my accent coach. From now, I want you to become my accent coach, and I want you to help me improve in my accent and speech performance. You can say this. Then he's going to say, absolutely. Now I'm your accent coach. I've got one mission to help you speak clear, confident, fluent American English with native accent, blah, 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 blah. Then it's already starting to provide you with tips and steps that you need to actually take, right? Now it's asking you questions. What's your native language? So, for example, let's just say I'm from Ghana, right? So I'll say my native language is Tree. I speak Tree. I come from the African descent, blah, 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 blah. Then I start to answer all of these questions, and then it's going to start to help me back and forth. So that's pretty much what I want you guys to do with ChatGPT. I want you guys to position him in such a way that he's becoming your accent coach. That way he can actually help you improve your accent aside from us taking these classes. I hope that helps. Yeah. No more questions?
Appreciate you.
We're good.
Okay. All right, guys. It was a pleasure, man. I thank you guys for joining. Stay tuned tomorrow. I'm gonna also post another video inside the classroom. So please definitely check out the videos. Mr. Sinan, please, thank you so much for joining. Definitely watch all the other videos before.
Sure.
Okay. All right, y'all. Y'all be safe, and see you guys next week for sure.
See you.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate
Stay
it.
blessed. All right.
All right.
Bye.